Hello, this is Colonel Steve Akeley of the ABV Network, and you're watching one of our original videos that we've created for you. We're doing this each and every day. If you want to make sure that you never miss out on this original content, please hit the subscribe button down below. And also, if you'd like this video, it helps new people find our content, which is pretty important to us. And now, on to today's video.
Wow, I'm Campbell, and Max, I believe, is watching today, and I've spoken to Bill before. I don't know what to say. To hear from people that I literally have the highest respect for is really something. So I just can't thank you all enough. I want to thank Andrea Wilson for those very kind words. One of the best things about my job is I get to work day to day with Andrea. And Andrea is literally a walking, breathing, shining example of every single thing that's good about the Kentucky bourbon industry. I'm really humbled, I'm deeply honored and to be inducted into the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. It's populated by legendary people, and I want to congratulate today's very illustrious inductees. It's a quite impressive group. One of my earliest memories is about going to meet my father at the airport when I was about 4.5 years old. It's so long ago that the airport was actually called Idlewild. They eventually changed the name to JFK International. And and so my dad, Tony, a wine and spirits distributor, was returning from a magical city called Louisville. And he told me he was in a magical state called Kentucky. And if anything, over the past 60 years, Kentucky has grown even more magical to me. Kentucky is a truly great state, and a place can't be great without great leadership and some remarkable individuals who have done so much important public service are here today. We heard from our Governor, Andy Michter. I look out and I see former Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher, who's done so much for the city and so much for the industry. And I see that well-deserved inductee today, former Nelson County Judge Executive Dean Watts. This Kentucky bourbon industry has been built by talented and innovative individuals. There are remarkable generational family businesses. One of them is led brilliantly, and I mean brilliantly, by my friend Campbell Brown, chair of the board of Brown Foreman, who's going to be speaking later today. Since 1870, when George Garvin Brown had the idea to be the first to sell bourbon, Old Forester bourbon, in sealed glass bottles, Campbell's wonderful family, the Browns, have set the standard for our entire industry. I've marveled at the contributions of other great bourbon families. Among them, the Beams, the Morrises, the Knowes, the Russells, the Sanders, and of course the Shapiras. There's no shortage of great Kentucky distilleries, but the industry is so much more than just the distilleries. It's our on-premise retail customers who are so creative and make everything we do possible. It's the coopers, the engineers, the still makers, the farmers, the bankers, the lawyers, and so many others that are critical to our industry. And of course, so much of the success and the growth of our industry is due to the outstanding coverage of the whiskey media. And as I cite people who've really contributed to the growth of Kentucky bourbon, I'd be extremely remiss if I didn't say how very impressed I've been over a period of years for the work done by Eric Gregory and his team at the Kentucky Distillers Association. I've seen other trade associations that are maybe not as good as you would hope. This one is outstanding, really outstanding. My journey in the industry has been a long one, and I'm only here today because of the talented, generous, and kind people I've had the good fortune to work with. With apologies, because I'm sure I'm leaving out somebody who's really important here, but I've had the honor and the good fortune to work with some great Kentucky bourbon people. People like Charlie Wells, Dick Newman, Marshall Berkowitz, Willie Pratt, and Pam Howland. In the present, I am so fortunate to work with a talented team of great individuals, two of whom are here today. Andrea Wilson, our COO and Master of Maturation, and our Master Distiller, Dan McKee. There's so many people who've had a hand in growing Michters. The bar and the restaurant people who introduced Michters to so many people. The retailers who recommended us. The whiskey writers who discovered and wrote about this little brand when, just about everybody didn't know whether Michter's was an air conditioner or car service or whiskey, literally. And of course, our distributors and importers who took a big leap of faith and put us on when we were literally doing no business whatsoever in their markets. Most of all, I have to thank my family and close long-time friends who are my family. Today's honor is something that I share with my two brothers, John and Nino. John, a born leader and a brilliant businessman, is here today. Nino is not. Nino was a just brilliant person who unfortunately passed away last year, way too young from cancer. He did it bravely, and he was just quite an example. Whatever progress has been made with Michter's would not have happened without the guidance and the support of my two brothers. The partnership in Michter's continues with John and his wonderful wife, Pat, my sister-in-law, Carla, who's contributed so much to our businesses since Nino's passing, and their accomplished, gifted children, three of whom are here today. Tony Magliocco, Daniel Magliocco, and Chrissy Van Oyst. I am so fortunate to work day to day with a terrific and talented niece, Kathleen Magliocco, who is in New York City today. She would have been here, but she's soon to deliver her second child. And of course, my son, Matt Magliocco, who has done so very much to build our business. I'm so very proud of Matt. I'm so very proud of the work he's done. I'm so very proud of the young man he is. He's brought his wonderful wife, Yuting, and my two adorable grandchildren, Alex and Laura, into my life. And I'd be very remiss if I didn't mention and thank my partner, Kristen Craven, who is here today with her two terrific children, Katie and Maddie. Kristen is the kindest, most supportive, and best partner anyone could ever have. Again, to each and all of you, my deeply heartfelt thanks. Thank you so much.